Servus und moin moin und willkommen zum ersten Let's Play auf dem Kanal seit langer Zeit. Und ich hoffe, das funktioniert alles so, weil das ist momentan noch echt ein wenig umständlich, weil ich habe noch eine alte Elgato Game Capture HD, also hier quasi die erste externe, und da ist halt mit dem Delay und alles ein bisschen, das Delay ist nicht ganz raus, also Spiel und Kamera und meine Stimme ist nicht ganz synchron, Mini-Delay ist noch drin, ich hoffe, das funktioniert trotzdem alles. Und ja, wir spielen heute, wie schon im Unboxing angekündigt, eine Runde Deadly Premonition 2, also was heißt eine Runde? Ich will es eigentlich durchspielen und ich bin sehr gespannt. Ich muss noch mal gucken. Hier ist die Kamera, hier ist der Kontrollmonitor. Und deswegen gucke ich manchmal in die falsche Richtung. Ich hoffe, das pegelt sich noch ein bisschen ein. Ja, ich habe schon ein bisschen was eingestellt. Muss den Sound bei mir ein bisschen leiser drehen. Ich hoffe, bei euch ist es okay. Müsste eigentlich passen. Optionen, wir können mal kurz reingucken, bevor wir hier starten. Einstellungen gibt es nicht viel. Autospeichern an können wir machen. Gab es ja auch im ersten Teil. So ein bisschen rudimentär, so ab gewissen Stellen. Hauptsächlich konnte man über Telefon speichern. Musik, wie gesagt, ein bisschen runtergestellt. Sprechernamen sind an. Sprache Deutsch. Deutsche Synchro wird es, glaube ich, nicht geben. Das werden bloß die Untertitel sein, aber sei es drum. Controller. Ja, ich habe keinen Pro-Controller. Ich spiele mit den Joy-Cons in dem Adapter. Mal gucken, wie das funktioniert, weil die Joy-Con-Sticks sind ja nicht so prall. Und ich würde sagen, wir gehen einfach mal auf ein neues Spiel und lassen uns überraschen, was hier so passiert. Machen wir die Kamera weg. Das ist ja noch ein Ladebildschirm. Ich dachte, es geht schon los. Ähnliches Intro wie beim ersten, aber jetzt geht's los. What the fuck? Geht dann genauso strange los. 88 Stunden später. Genauso strange los wie der erste Teil.
God damn it. What a way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Quiet down, Agent Jones. You're on the clock.
Quiet down? Ha! You have any idea what you've done? I'd be half naked in Havana right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some rays, surrounded by a harem of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood-slathered Havana-style pizza in the other. What did I do to deserve this? Does God hate me?
No. The Regional Bureau Chief merely issued a special order.
Oh. Yeah. How could I forget? A special order to rob me of my well-deserved vacation.
You want pizza? I'll buy you some pizza. You can find that junk anywhere.
Das ist doch scheiße laut. Bei mir zumindest.
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
It's open. Come on in. You have questions for us.
What the fuck? Das ist er.
That's why you're here, isn't it?
Bisschen älter, ne? So. Oh, ich kann dich nicht auf Pause drücken. Ich will es gerne noch Mühe leiser machen, aber ich darf nicht. Was ist das für eine... Kann irgendwie ist das... Irgendwie ist das mit der... Moment. Was ist denn hier? Ich kann nicht wirklich... Moment, ich mach mal die Kamera an, oder nicht? Alter, das ist alles irgendwie... Es ist alles schon wieder merkwürdig. Bin überfordert. Ich konnte den Stick irgendwo hindrücken und sie ist immer noch gerade ausgelaufen. Vor uns auch die Treppe hoch. Ich konnte nach links und rechts drücken, sie ist einfach nur gerade gelaufen.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Was? Elijah?
Don't worry, my fairy. They're free to do whatever they like.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis, and this is...
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Seriously.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo. You'd be the perfect stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my fairy? How many years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived. If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Ach, das ist mehr, also das ist momentan noch mehr so wie so ein Point-and-Click Adventure aufgebaut. So ein bisschen. Ich kann mich jetzt hier umgucken, aber mehr geht nicht. So, warte mal. Ansehen, untersuchen, Verhör. Ich bin verwirrt. Halten Sie... Ich halte. Okay. weird, strange. Ich mach mal kurz den hier. Ja. Und ich würde es gerne noch ein bisschen leiser machen. Ich habe mir vorhin so ins Ohr geschrien. Was haben wir denn hier? Lieblos aufgehängte Auszeichnungen ansehen.
Letters of appreciation from the governor and the Department of Justice. They're caked in dust as if he doesn't even care about them.
Oh, sind sie wahrscheinlich auch. So, das war jetzt ansehen mit X oder suchen kann ich auch noch mit A. Was passiert da?
You solved many difficult cases across your career. Utilizing your own unique MO.
Das ist ungewöhnlich, da muss man jetzt... Ich habe vor kurzem erst noch den ersten Teil nochmal durchgespielt. Da lief das ja alles relativ selbst und ich muss jetzt immer weiter drücken. Das ist ein bisschen ungewohnt.
You've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records, after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly solved 2 drug ring-related kidnapping cases. In 2003, you solved the inside-out flesh skinner case in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. In 2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case in Milwaukee. And also the stuffed human collector case in St. Louis that very same year. Then, in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own? There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is our partner. We've always worked together. Besides, Belle, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, 2 highly sought-after fugitives.
Ha, es gibt mal ein Tutorial. Spürsinn. Mit Hilfe des Spürsinns sind Sie in der Lage, alle möglichen Hinweise im Spiel zu finden. Halten Sie L, um den Spürsinn zu benutzen. Beim Benutzen des Spürsinns verbrauchen Sie Konzentration, setzen Sie ihn also mit Bedacht ein. Haben wir ja hier schon gemacht, aber so wirklich... Ach, jetzt kann ich auch nicht mehr hier rüber. Gut.
The smell. It doesn't surprise me at this point, but it'll be problematic in court if they decide his testimony is unreliable. I won't get another chance to talk to him face to face like this. I need to get him to stop smoking that for a bit.
Ja.
It doesn't. I won't get. I need.
Drückt. Sorry.
Excuse me, Mr. Morgan, but would you please refrain from consuming that while we speak? I'm talking about... Yes, that.
You don't need to worry about us. Don't get in our way and we won't get in yours.
Unfortunately, questioning doesn't work like that. Our data needs to be consistent. Now please put out that stinking indulgence right this minute.
What if we say no?
Then I'll put it out myself. Using force.
Whoa, whoa, Aaliyah. This is Morgan's house. Besides, it's legal in Massachusetts for individuals to consume cannabis in the comfort of their own homes. And I mean, come on.
It's medicinal.
Exactly.
Das ist schon wieder alles komplett strange und weird. Und die Framerate ist auch schon wieder zum Kotzen. Aber das gehört irgendwie zum guten Ton bei den Spielen. Von daher alles gut.
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self. And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society. Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough. She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him. I'll just have to assault him head-on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up.
Was kann ich denn? So, jetzt habe ich zwar schon 3 verbraucht, aber... Oh. Bringt mir das jetzt irgendwas? Weil vor uns das Tutorial kam? Keine Ahnung.
An ornate antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him?
Na, seine Fee, hat er doch schon gesagt. Mensch, hör doch mal zu.
That chessboard looks rather old. And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right, they were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste. But the weight of the ivory just feels so good in our hands.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan? I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a chess nut myself.
Mit Schach hatten sie es ja auch im ersten Teil schon ein bisschen.
When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S. Chess Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment. And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
Haben wir mal eben so schnell gecheckt, oder was?
He was simply playing chess. All alone.
Die ist mir unsympathisch. Irgendwie.
So,
Ich glaube, wir müssen die nicht spielen. Nicht so oft.
what's wrong with that, Belle?
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no, everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Oh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005. The agent who handled the case was Francis York Morgan. And now he's sitting right in front of me.
Das ist aber nicht der Greenway-Fall, oder? Das ist im ersten Teil. Das ist ein anderer. Das ist doch dieses... Wie hieß es? Le Carré. Stand doch da, glaube ich, drauf, ne?
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in 2005?
We
Ah, das Drücken nervt.
solved that case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
War das die aus dem Intro, die wir ganz am Anfang gesehen haben, in einem Eisblock, die da schön säuberlich drapiert wurde und eingefroren wurde und konserviert?
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed. You sure about that?
Sieht es aus?
Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with us, Belle.
They found Lise Clarkson's body.
Mhm.
It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
Ach, scheiße, jetzt kann ich seine Mimik nicht mehr profilen.
The body that went missing for 14 years was suddenly discovered frozen in a warehouse. This is some kind of message from the victim to us.
Wie kommst du denn da drauf? Wie kommst du denn auf das schmale Brett?
We're pleased that her body turned up. Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned. due to the unnatural state it was found in.
Da ist was dran.
She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how unbelievably beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art, or a mythological figure from a painting.
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story. Yes. Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be able to get what I want if we go deeper into the documents.
Das kann ich jetzt komischerweise nochmal machen. Dann dir was Neues? Moment.
A halfway finished chess. I think he was playing if it was merely for entertainment, but I know especially.
Nö. Hier kommt dann wahrscheinlich auch dasselbe.
Who is it? This my fairy character you keep speaking to.
You can't see her. Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder. In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it. And no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together. Is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle. But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there, on your lap this entire time. Hey! Stop it! No violence allowed in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
Sagst du da wirklich was? Nee.
He didn't so much as twitch when he saw the picture of the body. He's even tougher than the rumors made him out to be. But I was prepared for that. And if my hunch is right, he's deeply intertwined with this case. Far deeper than what my superiors think. You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course. We questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner. But we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us instead. Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Ich überlege gerade, wer die Fee sein könnte. Könnte eventuell Emily sein aus dem ersten Teil. Die Sheriffin? Hilfs-Sheriff, wie auch immer.
Hey, are you talking about... The guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
The large man, yes? No need to answer, if you don't want to. I'm sure you've already put him under surveillance. Textbook FBI protocol.
The person who originally admitted this report was his superior, Robert Abrahams, current chief of the Boston branch. According to Chief Abrahams, Morgan's got his own modus operandi. It's not something that others should interfere with. Well, Chief, look what that's gotten us into now.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to? Before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week. We assumed you met with her during your time there.
We haven't been to Louisiana. Not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness. Aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step outside on Christmas Eve. Which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong. The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries. And they always have the most bizarre timing.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason. Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it. Especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Aufgeräumt? Auffällig saubere Stelle, weil kein Staub ist, da lag halt irgendwas.
DVDs are all over the place. I know that he's a shut-in, but this still seems like way too many for one person.
Warum denn dies? Wenn man sammelt, und er ist nochmal ein Filmfanatiker.
And I've never heard of any of these titles before. A stinking indulgence. And a massive DVD collection. You must live a very comfortable life.
We're retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s. I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies, Belle?
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have to watching movies. It's practically an unwritten law. Films guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live, 1988, directed by John Carpenter. That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra. It's one of Stallone's best films. Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption. But that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking about pizza.
Stage 4 progressive malignant tumor. How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner? And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this, then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
Yes. Belle, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in winter?
No.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express. The sun, powerless, and the temperature drops below 0, right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself. If you want to learn more about us, you need to gain more experience, Belle.
Poly-MVA supplements. And a home IV kit. It's probably filled with highly concentrated vitamin C. He said that being on the verge of death is intriguing. But then, how does he truly feel?
Sorry.
Do you like fresh vegetable juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing. That confused me. When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for fat and calcium.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two contradictory emotions, mixing, coexisting together. An adult, mature mind is never satisfied with only one response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
This room's a total mess, but certain spots look perfectly clean. Is it just a coincidence? No. There are no coincidences with this man. Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean. Did you tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places. Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing. But we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out?
My bad. It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
You're earning far more than you deserve, then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on, I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Ich will's auch gerade sagen, dass irgendwo sowas kommt.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taken control of the conversation. At this rate, we'll never get anywhere. I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones, did you find the files?
Da haben wir's doch.
Mr. Morgan, do you recognize these files?
Whoa! Ow!
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Stay back. Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Surrounded. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Mr. Morgan? I cut my finger with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Ich verstehe nix.
Everything should be fine now. I'm sorry for being so careless.
Es ist schon wieder alles weird.
I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red.
Ach, ja, okay.
Such an unusual thing to
Der rote
feel.
Raum.
Please, accept my deepest apologies.
I'm sorry too, Morgan. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red, either.
Don't ever touch one again. I told them not to. Why would they do that? Make them go away. Sanctuaries. Don't.
Now, may we return to our discussion?
Don't worry. I won't let them touch you again. I'll keep them away from us.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red. And I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case.
Boah. Langsam kannst du aber mal ein bisschen in die Potte kommen, ne?
Soon after Agent Jones started monitoring him, he was ordered to go through Morgan's trash. But he didn't find anything. Morgan used this machine to cut up everything, from his mail to his supermarket receipts. Then he even went as far as taking out his trash in parts. This is a very large shredder. Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when some curious civil servants may come and sift through our trash now, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's just a simple habit. From back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico? Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Noch eine auffällig saubere Stelle. Ist die auch dreieckig? Man kennt es nicht richtig, ne?
Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls?
Ich überlege gerade, ob da auch irgendwas Dreieckiges war, aber da fällt mir jetzt nichts ein.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Just curious.
Belle. You're a much ruder person than you initially seemed to be. Don't you agree, my fairy? What do our sanctuaries have to do with the investigation? If you're out of questions, then how about just going home?
Hey, mind if I jump in here?
What is it, Simon? We hope you've got a real question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters, but if no one can touch the sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
Keine Antwort ist auch eine Antwort. Ich mache nochmal den hier. Wo ich keine Ahnung habe, was mir das sagen soll. Noch nichts klicken, nichts gucken. Wird sich schon noch rausstellen.
The files on the serial killings that shocked Washington State in 2010. Officially titled the Greenville case. I never thought I'd take out files from a case I first heard about on the news. Mr. Morgan? I'd like to ask you some questions about this case now.
We don't want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case. I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years. And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Le Carré case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
Wie lange zieht er eigentlich noch an dem Dübel rum? Da muss er langsam mal aus sein. Wir labern hier schon fast eine Stunde.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
Müllversinkende Silberuhr. Honig mit Wabe im Glas.
A jar of honey with honeycomb inside it. There's nothing strange about it, but it still gives me a weird feeling.
Nichts Seltsames dabei. Das ist vielleicht noch das Ungewöhnlichste in dem ganzen Raum. Die regt sich über einen DVD-Stapel auf. Aber das ist normal. Hat ja jeder im Schrank.
That's royal jelly.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state. The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power, meant to fuel the birth of the next queen. By absorbing it into our own bodies, we too can acquire that power. Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree? Women are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so. If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe. Be careful, Simon.
Huh? Of what?
Your Belle's already stolen the reins from you.
Looks like another old antique. He collects milk cartons but treats valuable antiques like trash. What's going on in his head? The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's 5th chronometer, completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him. That's only a replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect. We took the invisible idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays, people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy. I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky. We don't need clocks.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
Hey, hold on a second here. That Board of Longitude thing. What the heck is that? I mean, I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember? I just sort of can't remember it right now. I know what it is, really. I'm telling the truth. Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here.
A picture of a leaf. This isn't just a picture of any leaf. It's the most important leaf. The belief in truth begins with the doubt of all truths in which one has previously believed. It's time to get down to business.
Ja, würde ich auch mal sagen. Mal langsam
Mr.
zum Pötte kommen.
Morgan, please look at this.
What did we just say? We don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Der Coverbaum, glaube ich.
This photograph predates Greenvale. It's from the Le Carré case you worked on in 2005.
Red. Red tree. Red tree.
Yes, a red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red trees, aren't they?
Red trees. Both places. Growing. Roots. Seeds.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees. Figured it out. Yes, smarter than we thought. Connection. Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
The red trees. You really did your homework. Well done, Belle. You're good. Damn good.
Eigentlich so.
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes. It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then. the other me. My better half.
Wie geht's mal los? Hoffentlich.
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny, to be alone. There's a time when you see life for what it's gotta be. You should know they'll destroy you. Call to me to keep searching, walk alone.
Okay, gar nicht verstörend. Das kannte man ja schon aus dem ersten Trailer, zumindest den ersten Teil, den zweiten nicht. Mir hat der haarige Ransen ganz gut gefallen.
Zach. Zach. Can you hear me, Zach? There you are, Zach. Sleeping again? Well, rise and shine. It's time for us to head back out into the chaos. Isn't that right, Zach?
Never a choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working